It was one of those rare, perfect autumn evenings, the kind where the air is crisp but not yet biting, and the sunset paints the sky in shades of orange and purple. I decided to make the most of it, giving my bedroom a thorough cleaning before settling in for the night. The last thing I did was wipe down the windows, both inside and out, until they were so clean they practically disappeared. I remember smiling, feeling that sense of satisfaction you get from a job well done. I drew the curtains, climbed into my warm bed, and fell asleep almost instantly, feeling safe and secure in my little sanctuary. The next thing I knew, I was awake. Not slowly, but jolted awake, as if by an electric shock. The first thing I noticed was the cold. An unnatural bone-deep chill had settled in the room, so intense that I could see my own breath fogging in the air. My heart started pounding in my chest, a frantic drumbeat against the dead silence of the house. I sat up, pulling the thick duvet tighter around my shoulders, my eyes scanning the familiar shadows of my room. Everything seemed to be in its place. The wardrobe, the dresser, the chair in the corner piled with clothes. Nothing was out of the ordinary. But the cold that was coming from the window, it felt like a physical presence, a wave of icy air pushing into the room. I felt a strange compulsion to look, a morbid curiosity that outweighed my growing fear. My hand trembled as I reached out and slowly, inch by inch, pulled back the heavy curtain. The moonlight streamed in, casting a pale, ethereal glow across the floor. And that's when I saw it. There, on the inside of the glass, was a handprint. It wasn't a smudge or a streak from my earlier cleaning. It was a perfect, fully formed handprint, the palm and all 5 fingers pressed firmly against the pane. The condensation from my breath had collected around its edges, making it stand out in stark, terrifying detail. My mind raced, trying to make sense of it. I had cleaned the window just hours before. I live alone on the 2nd floor. The window was locked from the inside. There was absolutely no way, no logical explanation, for a handprint to be on the asterisk inside asterisk of the glass. I stared at it, frozen. The print was fresh, so fresh it looked like the hand had just been lifted away moments before I woke up. It was a large handprint, much larger than my own. I backed away from the window, my feet tangling in the bedsheets. A single, terrifying thought echoed in the silent freezing room. I wasn't cold because the window was open. I was cold because someone, or something, had been standing right there, just inches from where I slept, their hand pressed against the glass, watching me. And the most terrifying part, they were still in the room with me. The silence that followed was the most deafening I have ever known. Every creak of the old house, every rustle of the leaves outside, sounded like a footstep. I didn't dare move. I just stood there, in the middle of my room, staring at the handprint on the window, knowing that I was no longer alone. The warmth of my sanctuary had been violated, replaced by an icy dread that has never truly left me since that night. Sometimes, when the house is quiet, I can still feel that chill, and I wonder, whose hand was it, and where are they now? Thanks for listening to my story. If you enjoyed this little bit of late-night terror, please hit that like button and subscribe for more. Stay safe, and always check your windows.